Cop ordered the two most expensive dishes on the menu. When he finished and was ready to pay, he realized he hadn't brought any money. The waitress, seeing him stalling, couldn't help but ask, "What, just because you're a cop, you don't have to pay?" It was incredibly awkward. He searched through his bag and all he could find was a lottery ticket that hadn't been drawn yet.
If this ticket wins, I'll come back tomorrow and split the proceeds. And if it doesn't, I'll still come back and leave you a tip. What do you think?
I think I'm never gonna see you again.
You'll see me tomorrow.
Well, I'll be here.
We got a deal.
The waitress didn't think much of it and casually said, "Okay," but no one could have predicted what happened next. Later that night, the ticket won $4 million. His wife was overjoyed, thinking they could finally leave their days of poverty behind. But Charlie, the cop, couldn't celebrate. He had promised the waitress earlier that day to split the winnings with her. He had no idea how to tell his wife. This was life-changing money, but in the end, he chose to be honest. As soon as she heard it, she exploded. She knew her husband. If he made a promise, he'd keep it. She accused Charlie of always being the good guy and never thinking about their family. Even his colleagues said, "It was just a joke, man. Who would actually go through with that? Keep your mouth shut and no one will ever know." But Charlie was a man of principle. His word was his bond. He had always been a good man, hardworking, generous even on a low salary. He regularly donated, helped others, coached baseball at an orphanage, guided the blind across the street, even delivered babies when needed. Everyone in town knew about his kindness, but his wife was selfish. She often mocked him in front of others, calling him a naive do-gooder. One night she dreamt they won the lottery using their wedding anniversary numbers. The dream felt so real, she made Charlie go buy a ticket, but he messed up and wrote down 26 instead of 27. She was about to scold him until the numbers were announced, and they had actually hit the jackpot, $4 million. Charlie was set on giving half to the waitress. His wife begged him not to. He struggled. He knew how much this money could change their lives, but he couldn't go against his conscience. The next day, Charlie went to see the waitress and learned she'd been penalized by her boss for not collecting his bill the day before. That made him feel even guiltier. So he told her the truth. At first, she thought he was joking. When she realized he was serious, she hugged every customer in the place, shouting that everyone's meal was on her, handing out free ice cream. The news reached Charlie's wife, and she was furious. She thought this promise was way too costly, but Charlie had already anticipated her reaction and planned accordingly.
You know what? The whole city will admire you. Everybody will know you. You'll be a celebrity.
Well, maybe I could get some commercial endorsements out of this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
On the day he went to claim the prize, Charlie publicly announced he was giving $2 million to the waitress. Media outlets went wild. Under the public eye, his wife tried to maintain an elegant image, even using the attention to promote her salon's shampoo. But when the waitress hugged Charlie, her eyes were full of resentment. Though in front of the cameras, she had no choice but to smile. Their story hit the headlines. All three became public figures. Over time, people began to see the wife's true nature. She spent her days shopping for luxury goods. Charlie, however, remained the same. Quiet, humble, kind. He kept helping people. But to his wife, his kindness was nothing more than foolishness, and she'd even yank back any spare change he gave away. The waitress didn't change either. She paid off her debts, bought the restaurant, and dedicated a seat in Charlie's name, the Kindness Table, serving free meals to the homeless every day. Charlie didn't let his sudden wealth change him. He kept working as a cop, risking his life to protect the city. One day, while on patrol, he sensed something was wrong at a convenience store. The clerk and customers looked visibly tense. He sensed danger. Instead of rushing in, he calmly told his partner to guard the front, then slipped in through the back. To avoid harming anyone, Charlie holstered his gun and grabbed a can of soda, then threw it at the robber. The robber fired. Charlie was hit. He had used his own body to shield others. By the time his partner arrived, Charlie had already collapsed from the gunshot. The media exploded with praise, calling him the lottery-winning hero cop. At the award ceremony, he humbly thanked his wife, then dropped a bombshell. He was donating all the remaining lottery money to help those in need. His wife's face instantly went pale. When Charlie got home, he found she had already hired people to tear apart their furniture. She wanted to spend everything before it was too late. When he questioned her, she snapped, "We should be living like rich people now." Charlie tried to be patient, thinking she was just blinded by money. Then came the day of the lottery cruise, a private event for all the winners. On board, his wife completely ignored him, chatting with wealthy men about investments all day. Feeling suffocated, Charlie went out to the deck for some air, where he saw the waitress arguing with a taxi driver over small change. She didn't have any, and the driver couldn't break her bill. Charlie stepped in and covered it for her. Just as they finished, the cruise ship's horn blared. It was leaving. His wife, still inside, hadn't even noticed he was gone. She was too busy chasing rich men. That night, Charlie and the waitress met again, and from that moment on, their destinies were forever changed.